Intro. Have you ever noticed how the harder you try to control life, the more it seems to slip out of your hands? You plan, you push, you demand, yet the world resists. It twists and bends in ways you never expected. The more you cling to control, the more chaos seems to rise around you. But what if I told you that freedom doesn't come from controlling everything, it comes from mastering yourself? Think of a sailor in a storm. He can't calm the waves, he can't stop the wind, but he can hold the rudder steady. He can choose his direction no matter how wild the sea becomes. That's what Stoicism teaches us, that life is unpredictable. People will test you, circumstances will shake you, but your response, that is always yours. Or picture standing in front of a mirror. You can shout at your reflection, demand it smile, demand it frown, but nothing changes until you change first. The mirror simply reflects. Life works the same way. What you send out, what you embody, always echoes back to you in time. So the question becomes, will you live at the mercy of circumstances, always reacting, always chasing? Or will you step into the stillness of self-mastery and let wisdom guide you instead? Stay with me, because the Stoic lessons we're about to uncover will shift not just how you see the world, but how you live inside it. And the last one, if you take it to heart, might just transform the way you face every challenge that comes your way. Let's get started. Lesson 1: Control what you can, release what you can't. One of the hardest truths in life is realizing how little we control. The weather, other people's opinions, the economy, the betrayals, the rumors, you can't stop them. And yet most of us spend years fighting those battles, exhausting ourselves trying to change the unchangeable. This is where Stoicism cuts sharp and clear. Epictetus said, "Some things are in our control and others not." Freedom begins when you learn to separate the two. When someone criticizes you unfairly, you can't silence their tongue, but you can master your response. When life throws setbacks your way, you can't erase the challenge, but you can choose whether to crumble or adapt. The moment you stop trying to control the external, and start governing your internal, peace begins to rise within you. Take Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome. He ruled through war, plague, betrayal, chaos on every side. Did he control those storms? No. But in his journals he. Lesson 2: Turn trials into teachers. Life will test you through betrayal, through loss, through disappointments you never saw coming. The instinct is to resist, to ask why me. But Stoicism flips the script. Every hardship is not just pain, it is training. Seneca once said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Think of that. Friction sharpens, pressure shapes, trials refine. When someone betrays you, when life blindsides you, you are standing in the very classroom where strength is forged. The pain isn't just punishment, it's instruction. A friend of mine, we'll call her Sarah, was betrayed by her closest confidant. Secrets shared in trust were used against her. At first she was consumed by rage, replaying the betrayal in her head night after night. But eventually she chose a different view. Instead of asking why would they do this, she asked, what is this teaching me? The answer: stronger boundaries, sharper intuition, a deeper understanding of who truly deserved her energy. Her heartbreak became her teacher. That's Stoicism in action, not denying the wound, but turning the wound into wisdom. Trials are not walls to stop you, they are doors to step through. Lesson 3: Master your response to insults. Insults sting. They cut at pride, they provoke anger, they tempt you to fire back. But here's the truth: when you react in anger, you hand over your power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." What does that mean? It means refusing to mirror cruelty with cruelty, pettiness with pettiness. When someone insults you, their goal is reaction. They want to see you flustered, they want proof they struck deep. But the moment you meet their words with calm indifference, you expose the emptiness of their attack. I knew a man, let's call him David, who once got blindsided at a work dinner. A jealous co-worker, smirking, said, "Guess they're giving promotions to just anyone these days." The whole table froze, waiting for a fiery comeback. But David didn't bite. He simply smiled, lifted his glass, and carried on with the conversation. No anger, no defense, no drama. And in that silence, something happened. The insulter looked smaller, pettier, exposed. The power shifted back. That's Stoic strength, not in the loud clap back, but in the quiet refusal to be controlled. Lesson 6: Refuse to be provoked. There will always be people who thrive on stirring conflict. They poke, prod, and throw little jabs just to see if you'll lose your cool. The moment you snap anger, frustration, even defensiveness, you hand them control over your emotions. Marcus Aurelius said it best: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You can't stop people from provoking, but you can stop them from owning your peace. Adam, a man I know, faced this every day at work. A co-worker constantly threw sly comments in meetings, hoping to get under his skin. At first, Adam argued back, trying to defend himself, but it only gave the co-worker more fuel. Then Adam changed tactics. The next time a jab came, he simply smiled, nodded calmly, and moved on. No bite, no drama, no energy wasted. The co-worker hated it. Deprived of the reaction he craved, he eventually gave up. That's real power: refusing to let anyone else dictate your emotional state. Lesson 7: Let regret teach others. One of the most powerful lessons in life is this: when someone mistreats you or takes you for granted, the day will come when they realize what they lost. But by then, it's too late. Regret is a teacher only silence can deliver. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." That includes mastering the urge to run back, to explain, to reopen doors that were already closed. Olivia, a woman I know, was in a long relationship where she constantly gave but rarely received. She supported, loved, and sacrificed, but her partner barely noticed. One day, without a fight, without an explanation, she simply left. At first, her partner assumed she'd return. But weeks turned into months, and silence grew louder than words. By the time he realized what he had lost, Olivia had already built a new life. That is the Stoic way: not revenge, not endless speeches, but walking away with dignity and letting regret become the other person's burden, not yours. Lesson 8: Practice gratitude in all things. It's easy to give thanks when life feels good. But Stoicism challenges us to practice gratitude even in struggle. Seneca wrote, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Gratitude is not just saying thank you, it's retraining your. Lesson 10: Memento Mori. Remember, you will die. It may sound dark, but the Stoics saw it as liberating. To live well, remember that life is finite. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." When you carry the awareness of death, trivial worries fade. Petty arguments lose weight. Suddenly, you see what truly matters: love, virtue, integrity, presence. Mortality is not a curse, it's a compass. I knew a man, Mark, who survived a near-fatal accident. In those moments, lying in a hospital bed, he realized how much of his life he had spent chasing approval, money, meaningless stress. After recovery, he changed everything. He spent more time with his kids, started painting again, laughed more freely. He stopped living for someday and started living now. That's memento mori in action. When you remember death, you learn to finally live. Lesson 11: Virtue over wealth, status, or fame. The world shouts that success means money, status, or recognition. But Stoicism points to a different measure: virtue. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Wealth fades, status shifts, fame vanishes, but character remains. The Stoics believed the only true good is living with wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control. Everything else is decoration. Think of Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history. He could have drowned in luxury, chased glory, indulged endlessly. Yet his writings show a man who constantly reminded himself, power is fleeting, virtue is eternal. In modern terms, imagine someone who earns millions but cheats, lies, and manipulates. Do they have success or slavery? The Stoics would say, without virtue, you have nothing. With it, even in poverty, you have everything. Lesson 12: Live in alignment with nature. At the heart of Stoicism is this truth: live according to nature. Not just forests and rivers, but human nature itself. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bees." This means we are designed for cooperation, for contribution, for harmony with the world around us. When you live selfishly, chasing only personal gain, you break from nature and you suffer. When you live with integrity, connected to others,